that was quick. Oh, better turn off the old. I better let everybody know, I guess some people don't realize, or they're not getting notifications here. Let me just, where am I? All right, I just let everybody know where we are. I woke up a little early, or later today. I woke up at 5:17, 1 hour later. So I got up thinking positive thoughts because I really want to get the patio stones done. And according to the weather, that's not going to happen today. Okay, why does the iPad do that? It's the strangest thing, the camera. I don't know if it's the angle or what it is, but it's really weird. It's supposed to rain, Gene. They're calling for 50 millimeters of rain. Actually, it's more than that in some areas, potentially. And it's starting early. I got up early thinking I'm going to go outside and do the patio stones along the front of the barn. And according to this, it's going to start raining here at 9 a.m. It could be as late as 10 a.m., but not enough time for me to get the patio stones done. But they're calling for some serious rain. Up to 50 millimeters today. 2 inches of water for my American fans, so you know. No. But I really wanted to get those patio stones because I got it graded yesterday. I didn't show you yesterday. Well, I was just wanted to get it done. And it was raining and it was wet and it was like it was not fun sitting on the tractor. Plus, I had technical difficulty. I only had one stream. I got the feeder stream running. But I'm still having problems with the encoder. I upgraded the firmware on one, and I got it working, but I can't get number 3 to work. I don't know what's going on. So I worked on it last night, but I was so tired. I was like, I'm gonna give up. I went and watched a movie. Not a bad movie actually, but fantasy movie. The Huntsman. You know. Didn't have supper either. I screwed up. Doug's here. Actually, the lights are too bright in here. That's fine. Well, that's better. Yeah, the Snow White movie. I watched it last night. So, and then I passed out. Went to bed. Well, I had vegetable pie, Maggie. It is technically a vegetable. Oh, I always have a good breakfast. Never skip breakfast. Because if I skip breakfast, I'm useless during the day. Useless. Can't do anything if I don't eat breakfast. Like I'll be burning out 10:30 in the morning. I'd be having to stop to have something to eat. 11. I'd be like, done. No energy. And some peanuts, vegetable pie and peanuts, and 2 barley sandwiches. And I was out. I was done, in bed. It was bad, but I was so soaked because I sat on the tractor and I got all the stuff spread out. I couldn't get the camera out because it was raining to show you what I got done, but I got it all spread out. So now what I got to do is the north side, which is the side that faces the metal shed. I've got to do the patio stones there, 2 rows of patio stones, 10 feet long, which is not a big job, but I have to dig it out and get the patio stones in place, and then I have to make the trench to come up to it. I graded enough of it away to give me something to work with, but I got to get the patio stones sloped, get the other patio stones on the front of the embankment there that faces the driveway, and get that all tied together so the water flows. That's what I was hoping this morning, to get it done before it did started raining. And I thought about turning the big yard Olympic lighting on and going out this morning and doing it, but the problem is I'm just not ready. I'm not awake. Which probably I should be out there doing that right now with the big light on and dig away, because it's not raining right now. But it was really muddy last night. Got to the point that when I was grading, it wasn't grading anymore. It was all clumping up and I was making a mess, so I stopped. But I got it all the dirt spread out so it's out of the way and sloped out, so it's like I got a lot done. I got a lot done considering, it was raining. Picked up a lot of rocks. I'll have to get the patio stones done this week. Can't pour the concrete anyways until this rain breaks, which is a little bit delay, but I got lots of other things to do. Got to take the door frame out of the archway. I got things I can work on. I got to go and get some lath wire. I think they call it lath wire to do the chinking on the bottom log of the barn. I got to chink that right away, because right now I got wood stuck in there, and so basically what I got to do is I've got to buy, I think probably about 3 bags of mortar, and then a 2 foot by 8 foot sheet of that lath wire, and then put the wire in and chink it. And I was talking to my buddy yesterday. Like, I re-chinked that whole barn. When I moved here, the barn was a mess. So I took all the chinking off the barn, stripped the barn to bare logs, okay, like bare logs. Power washed it, cleaned it right up, and then I chinked it, okay. Wired it, chinked it, the whole bit. I remember, like I did the job myself. Don't remember doing it. Don't remember any of the knowledge that took to do it. Nothing, and I did the whole thing. Like I was the one that did it. There was no other magical mystery, like a little fairy came here and says, "Oh, your barn, we'll re-chink it." That didn't happen. It was me, and I do not remember doing the job. Like, I don't. It's the most bizarre thing, a job that size, because it took me weeks to get all the chinking off, to clean it, power wash it, get it all cleaned, ready, wire it up, mix the cement. I don't even remember how I mixed the cement. Like, I don't remember if I mixed it with a mixer or if I did it by hand in a wheelbarrow. Like, absolutely don't remember. Princess. It's right there. Okay? Everybody's asking about Princess. There's Princess. Yeah, I'm wiring Nancy. They're doing wire mesh on the floor. No, Maggie, I honestly, that the job about the chinking, I honestly don't remember the last time I remember doing the job. Like, I did it like either 97 and 98. Maybe it was 98 I did it. Like 19 years ago I did it, and I don't remember doing the job. Don't remember. No, I'm doing the basement floor this winter, Norm. It's at the low priority of my list now. The basement's draining. Oh, look at this exciting! I gotta share this with you. This is so exciting. Look at this. Oh, a lot of you won't understand this, but look at that. Does that look weird? Anybody notice a difference? I'll leave it for the comments if anybody knows what's going on. Well, the kitchen floor's always been dry. No hose. Oh, Inga, you have no idea. You have no idea. No idea how that makes me feel. It brings tears to my eyes. No idea. That problem has been, I have tried everything to fix that problem, and it turned out it was I should have just bellied up the table, but the thing was I needed to do the process of elimination because where I thought it was down in the duck pen and where it was, two different places. We would have dug a massive crater to get to it, but so I needed to bust the floor up, do the power washer rod to find where it ended, and then have the ending, and then dig right at the ending, and then, it was a process. There's no way, because if I would have dug where I thought it was, I would have been off by 10 feet on the dig. When we dug down, we were within 1 foot of hitting the where we ended. 1 foot exactly. And the reason it ended at 154 feet, the way they did it was there was a big dry well, which was a giant hole that was dug. And the problem, it was done during a dry summer, so they didn't know the water table was so high here. And they filled it with rock, this big, massive hole with rock, big rocks like this big. And they stuck the hose in the hole down like this, went down, the big O into the hose, okay, into the hole. Well, the problem is that 154 feet was when I came in, and I hit the bend, and then that's when it stopped. It wouldn't go any farther. And there was about 7 feet of big O, which is the 4-inch pipe, the drainage pipe. 7 feet of it that was absolutely packed solid with silt. And it was silt. It was the whole area was silt. There was no drainage happening at all there. It was like a super fine grit. It wasn't even sand. It was silt. It was just a packed rock hard silt. So there was no drainage happening at all. So grand total it cost me, because I'm paying for it. It's not part of the barn. It's $400 is what it's costing me. So, but I think of the process of elimination that it took me to get there. It was like $284 for the big pumper truck to come the first time. They couldn't get anywhere. Then I bought that sewer rod, which was $287 or $284 or something like that, almost $300. and then I finally had to dig it up. So, but now she's draining. We added 90 feet of big O, so and I built a wire cage for the end of it so I can look at it and see it draining, and it's like, so that now the line that runs from the basement is 230 feet. No. 154. 240 feet away from the house is where it runs. So I don't have a new drywall. We're running her right into the swamp. Right into the swamp. Exposed surface. It comes out of the ground and it runs. Oh, is Tom here? Good morning, Tom. I didn't see you in the comments. Okay, why does my screensaver keep turning on here? Well, I've always been able to do laundry, just I had to run the pump. But right now the water level down there is 6 inches lower already in the hole. There's just water in the bottom of the hole, so it's going to take a while for the groundwater to drain. But she's already down over 6 inches. Over 6 inches, maybe even 7 inches she's down in the hole. She's draining. She's not sitting anymore. It's going away. I've noticed a difference downstairs too in the basement. I'll notice more and more as time goes by because the basement's always been a really dry basement. Always, up until this problem. Which started about 3-4 years ago because down there around the old dog pen, the duck pen, the old one, I used to drive around in the spring with a lawn tractor and get stuck at the bottom corner because it was so wet from the water draining on my tile bed going down there. And that stopped about 4 years ago. That stopped. So that's when it got plugged. It's groundwater, Lester. We have groundwater here. The ground's full of water here. That's how the pond gets full, is from the groundwater. There's a big giant underground creek that saturates all the ground on my property. What do Nancy, the silt is plugged it. Just 20 years of silt. It was all silt. It wasn't laundry lint like I thought. Well, there probably was laundry lint mixed into the silt, but it was silt. The pack rock hard silt. The finest stuff, like all the Big O was perforated, and it actually had a sock on it to stop dirt from getting inside of it. But the silt was so fine that it actually got through the sock. We're talking fine stuff. So 20 years. Exactly 20. Well, actually, no, it was 20 years ago I dug it, I did it, fixed it with the insurance company when they had that oil spill. No. But she's fixed now. I'm pumped. No more hose in my yard, I think. My window can close properly without having a towel jammed in the crack. Oh, man. It's like no more cold drafts in the kitchen. The piece I cut off, Norm, was just a piece that was the piece that went down into the ground, because I had to cut. I was pulling it out, and it was like I just cut her off to make it. It was easier to work right there, so we just cut her off. We had already unplugged it by that point. The piece I cut off was just a piece to make it easier to join up. No, it'll never happen again, Jennifer. This will never happen again because it's open on the other end. It can't happen. It cannot happen. It's impossible for it to silt up again. It's exposed. I'll show you guys when next time we're walking around the yard. I'll show you where the drain comes out so you can see the tile bed, and you'll see. It's like I'll actually be able to keep an eye on it. It should drain all winter because it's moving water. It should. In theory. There should be, actually, you know what? If it wasn't for the fact that my laundry goes into it, if it wasn't for that, honestly, people, I would have left it as a hole in the pen as a little pond. I would have. I was looking at it and going, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, my laundry goes through this, I would have left the hole, because it's pure green, it's clean groundwater. It's like it's crystal clear groundwater. It would have been like the perfect little duck pond right in the pen. No, none of it was crushed. None of it was crushed. Yeah, I put a 1x1 welded wire on the end, Norm. I said that earlier. I made a special cage for the end of it that's held down by rocks. It was a custom design, in the field design that I made, with no glasses on. Oh. But today's going to be a wet day here, folks. It's all right, Norm. I'm used to people asking questions multiple times. You're not the first one. Yeah, but we couldn't have her in the pen. No, with the laundry. No. But today, folks, I'm telling you, it's going to be wet here. I got to get the camera set up, take my umbrella outside, get the camera set up in the Magoon. It's going to be pouring. I don't know what the ducks are going to do, because normally when it's raining, they like to run around the yard. So I don't know if they're going to be in the Magoon or if they're going to be in the yard. It's going to be just, but it's a wet day. And this coming week is just solid rain. It's like, and I was really hoping. We all saw the fox last night. The fox was here last night, Maggie. But he can't get in. Can't get in, well, unless he wants to tunnel, but I don't think he's going to be smart enough to figure out that 1 8-foot section of fence between the barn and the other section. So the barn is not finished. Lester, where have you been all weekend? You know, some people ask questions I don't understand. Like it's like were you gone a week and then you pop back and they go, you got all your work done, Matt? Weren't you here watching Lester this weekend? The last 3 days? Have you even popped in to check out what the massive job we've undertaken? So, did I get the barn done, Lester? Actually, Norman was really hoping to get I gotta ban someone here, guys. Alright, we just got rid of somebody. The cement guy came yesterday and looked at it. Oh, Inga, you're almost as quick as I am. The cement guy came, did the measurements, and I tried to pin him in the corner on the cost of what it was going to cost. And actually, hang on here. Let me just, I'm trying to think. I budgeted, because he told me the square foot, cubic foot cost, and I figured it out, and I added a little bit to it on the GoFundMe. I know I did. I'm sorry, folks, but I did do that because to add it for a cushion, and it turns out now that we're going to be pouring the front of the, okay, come on, where is this? Now that we're going to be pouring the front, because originally I wasn't going to pour the front. Remember, we were going to put patio stones on the front? So what did I budget? $13.80. I'm thinking I'm within $100, and that's a complete new floor. So that's pretty, I think it's pretty awesome that I estimated that close, because I tried to pin him down yesterday, and I said to him, I said to Carl, like, what do you think? Like, what are we going to be at? And he's looking at it, and he's like, oh, I'm like, what do you think? Like, then he had the little notepad, and he's very old school. And he's like, well, and I'm saying, what do you think? And he said, well, it'd be more than 1,000. I said, yeah, well, I know it's more than 1,000. There's a lot of cement here. And he goes, well, 1,500. So I budgeted $13.80. So that's pretty cool. And that's a complete floor. And the front, he's going to slope the front of it towards the drain too. So like the whole barn will be sloped to the drain. Is that awesome? And he can do it. He's that good. This guy is, wait till you see the floor. This guy, unless he screws up and shows up drunk, is the only way that this could go bad. The guy, it'll be like glass, like slippery. I gotta have to be careful walking on the floor with dog poop. That's how slippery it'll be, okay? This is the kind of work this guy does. He is an old school professional cement finisher. This is all he does, is cement finishing. It'll be just like my garage floor, Gene. Smooth as could be. Smooth, smooth, smooth. This guy's a professional. And they're going to lay wire down and match it up to the drain, and it's going to be just, it's going to be so much easier cleaning the barn up for the ducks. Like, I'm going to be able to take the snow shovel and just push. I won't even no more getting caught on edges of coroplast, no more scraping, careful in the corners. It's going to be just push, push, push into a big thing. Take the sleigh, take it out. All the water's going to go right down the center. It's like, oh man, I don't want to rush winter here, everybody, but I'm looking forward to winter. But I don't want to rush it here because I'm not ready yet, because the barn's not done. But it's going to be so cool that I'm not going to have to deal with the coroplast on the floor. Because the coroplast, did clean up good, but the problem is scraping it. Always caught the edges. All that tape to hold the edges down, and then the water always ran to the back end and made a soaking mess. And it was disgusting, the mess, because no matter all the water from the water station, they'd spill a third of the water. You take 5 gallons down and 2 gallons goes on the floor, and then it gets soaked into the straw, and then gravity spreads it out all to the other end of the what you call it, the barn. So, but it's going to be cool, and I'm really pumped about this. Is the live streaming in the barn and the metal shed. The internet's ran, the conduits ran for the metal shed. That's in place now. So there was a lot of extras that, because he quoted $36.80 to replace the bottom logs. And I had him do a whole bunch of extra work here to save my body, because I'm a little bit stressed out, and I just sort of presumed that that I would have support on this. I'm sorry if I'm being so presumptuous, but I said to myself, man, if I don't get them to do as much as I can while they're here with this equipment, I'm not going to get the pimple built on the front of the barn for the ducks this winter, because that's all I want to focus on is get this front covered in. And so I had them, like the patio stones wasn't part of the deal. Helping with the patio stones, the grading around the barn wasn't part of the deal, because the $36.80 was to replace the logs. That was the deal, and take out part of the floor, out at the outside of the floor, and not the whole floor. So there's going to be, like, I'm going to be over budget. I don't know what I'm going to be over budget yet on it, on his bill, but we are definitely going to be over budget. But it was the only way to make sure, because right now I'm at the stage that if the floor was poured, I could start slapping lumber together. So we got to that point where instead of him just doing the logs and leaving, and then I'm sitting there going, oh my God, look at the mess I got to do. I got like a week's worth of mess by myself here with the little tractor before we could even, and then with the rain this week I wouldn't be able to do it. So it was like I made the executive decision of incurring more costs on this project to make it happen. So I'm hoping everybody understands that I just had to do it, because my body is killing me. I worked very hard the last 3 days, and I feel it right now. I'm 55, and I'm just a YouTuber. I'm like, I killed myself. Oh man, I'm very tired, Brian, right now. Oh, how are you? So, but I hope I shared enough of it that you could see that I actually did work. Oh, I'm in my prime, Tracy. Thank you. I might be in my prime up here, but my body's a little bit lagging behind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not up there. Oh. Oh, you did notice I worked my tail off, Jennifer. Thank you. Well, I'm really pumped, because like I said, things are done now. It's just a lot of infrastructure tweaking, to get things happening. It's gonna be awesome. The fact that we're gonna be hardwired for live streaming, that's exciting stuff. Really exciting stuff. Like really, I'm pumped. The fact that we're gonna have a live stream in the barn, that's so cool for the winter, because like the activities that go on in the winter in that barn, I've always been curious, like I come up here and go do the like lockdown, and you go down and you take water down every 3 hours when it's that super freaking cold here, and then you're sitting up here going, I wonder what the ducks are doing in the barn, like what's happening down there, because every time you go down there, you could never they would change whatever, they were like kids, you open the door and they'd all panic, oh, he's here, so you never got to see what they did. So I'm actually really curious to see what's going on there while we're not there. And this winter is going to be actually a little bit, it's exciting for me that way, because it's going to be interesting to see, what are they up to? What do they do in the barn, all night, how much sex is taking place, in the barn, because I know there's nonstop sex, and then what happens during lockdown during the day, like what goes on, like I'm curious. I'm very curious to see a winter's worth of streaming inside the barn, like what goes on in there. And this year there's going to be a lot of ducks. Like there's going to be over 110 ducks in the barn. I'm curious. I'm very curious. But we've got room now, more room. It's going to be nice when it's done. Oh, I'm so pumped about it. Oh. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. I gotta check here. The app keeps, because it's supposed to be no ads, and someone just said they saw an ad. No, the ads are turned off, because I'm not doing any ads on live streams. So it shouldn't be on. I don't know what somebody said about that. I'm doing ad-free streaming because we're going fan funding here, folks. I'm not going to torture you guys with ads. Like, why torture you? Like, you know what people would realize, put ads on and you want to watch a live stream. You know how much on like an ad, I might get, 1/5 of a cent by torturing you to miss 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 1 minute of a live stream for like 1/5 of a cent. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, think about it, torture you for 30 seconds so that I can get 1/5 of a cent. The ads are only on the videos after the fact. The live stream is a premium program. It's ad-free. The catalog is, but nobody watches the live streams. Like, the amount of people that watch the live streams in the video format, it's next to nothing. It's a joke. I don't get anything for thumbs up, Jennifer. YouTube doesn't care about thumbs up. They just that's all based for searches and recommending streams to people and things like that. Yeah, I know. Like, you never skip. Well, Inga, there's some people that just don't even need to watch. They're such big supporters of the show. It's like, I'm not watching an ad. I'm not. I'm changing the way I think about YouTube. I am, folks. Everybody says, "Oh, keywords and all this." I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm just going to do what I want to do here. I want to create this experience of sharing this, and I'm just going to let the cards fall where they may. And like I said, I'm going to let you, the fans, decide what happens here, and how it happens, and if it continues to happen. And that's the way I'm leaving it. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to be these, focus on more subs. I'm not doing that because that takes away from what I'm doing. And we'll just let it go. Let it flow, Well, the Patreon, PayPal, the GoFundMe expenses. Don't forget, I'm going to be definitely over budget on the barn. So, I got to post that. I bought the conduit, and the drain was $180 for the internet conduit to wire up the metal shed so that we can have live stream in the goose shed, and the floor drain was a grand total of $180 is what it cost. So I got to add that to the GoFundMe. But I told you I'm going to add things as I go through, and I'm going to take pictures of the receipts, and I'm going to post it on GoFundMe so everybody can see where I'm spending the money. That Matt's not banking the money to go to Costa Rica or anything like that. I love the floor drain more than you, Maggie. You have no idea. I have wished I have had a floor drain for so long. Oh man, because ducks are so wet. They're like, it's brutal. It's brutal. I've done it. Well, how many winters? 13, 14, 15, 16. I've done 4 winters of ducks with no floor drain. This is going to be so bizarre having a floor drain. And I've had some people ask me about running water. Why don't I put the running water into the barn while I had everything torn up? The running water to the barn idea, massive job. Massive. Beyond, like, crazy. I would have to dig 5 feet down right to the house, go under my foundation to get to the water. It would just be a big job. Massive job. Not interested in spending that kind of money. I can pail water down. Not a big deal. But my titles should let them know what your videos are about. Okay, well, smile, be happy. Let me just explain this. Can you tell the future? Like, can you tell, like, what's going to happen in over the next 60 minutes? Like, when you're doing live streams, you can't. This is what the title of my live stream is going to be. Because I know in 60 minutes, this is what's going to happen over the next 60 minutes. It doesn't work that way. You would have to be psychic to have proper titles on your live streams. Other than right now, it's coffee time, but it's like dark outside. It's Sunday morning, and I don't know what's going to happen here today because of the rain. So I thought, well, I turned the computer on, looked at the chat, saw some people on the stream. I thought, I'll turn the chat on. So it's like, no, Norm. The water source in by the bathtub gets turned off in the winter because it's only 6 inches below the ground. It gets turned off pretty soon, actually. Probably about another 3 weeks. That water will be turned off. So, and I'm putting dual taps on the side of the house. Is what I'm doing for this winter, with a Y for more water volume. I'm not screwing around this year. They showed up. I got them from Amazon. They're here. So, but that water line that runs the pan is strictly spring, summer, and fall water line. Because it doesn't go very deep, and I have to drain it, put the shop back on it, suck it dry, because she freezes solid. Like, she's not even 9 inches below the ground. But that's yes, the warming bag, Norm, or Tom. That's right. That bag I bought for the garden hose. But I'm gonna wait till you see what I'm coming up with, so that I have more water volume outside. Because and I'll show you when I do it, so you can understand why I'm doing it. But like the hydrants, they might be a 1/2 inch hydrant, but the valve on the back of the hydrant is only 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch tops, because it reduces to allow for a hydrant valve. So I'm putting duals side by side, so that I can have the volume. So at least the 1/2 inch hose a little faster on the bathtub, because it just takes forever to fill the bathtub. It drives me nuts. So that's my plan. Plus, I needed to come inside the back shed 2 more inches, because it was too close to the wall and it kept freezing on me. So this way I'll be deeper, 2 inches more into the room, so it won't freeze. Well, hopefully it doesn't. That's the plan. So I guess but that's later on. I'm not worried about that. Right now I'm worried about getting the barn done. So the barn needs to be done so I can relax. But I thought for sure today that I could do some patio stones, but I might do nothing today, honestly, guys. I'm a little tired. I'm hurting, honestly. Julie, you must be in Australia if it's 12:23 where you are, a.m. Or no, 12:23 a.m. You'd be in Hawaii. 12:23 right now, 5 hours behind me. I'm thinking about relaxing today, Inga. Honestly, the rain. Go into my garage, clean up all my tools. It's just a massive mess in there of tools everywhere, and get the garage reorganized again. I got some grid or tarps on the floor because I had to take some grids apart yesterday, so I could grade all that dirt away. Might do a lot of that kind of work. We'll see. This rain, I really wanted to get the Patio Stones done so bad. You know, I don't have Netflix, Maggie. I only watch streaming on pirated sites. Ironically, I don't like supporting Hollywood. I have a pet peeve with Hollywood, which goes back to my video days. They a lot of people don't realize that like the video industry was built by small independent stores. That's how the video industry got made. Was all these little independents. Before Blockbuster, before all the big chains. Okay, it was the little guys that built Hollywood up for the video business, and then Hollywood turned their back on the video, the independents, and went to bed with all the big boys, and then turned around. They got screwed by all the big boys. So I have a pet peeve when it comes to Hollywood. Because I used to go to L.A. To Hollywood, Universal Studios and all that kind of Disney and all that kind of neat stuff, and they used to have, I guess you'd say, shows for video retailers, and when they went to bed with all the big corporations, Blockbuster, what was the other, Hollywood Video, Walmart, and when they went to bed with that and turned their backs on all the independents that made the industry. They cut everything off, because they used to send us. You wouldn't believe it, like the amount of they used to work with us as an industry. This is not duck related, but anyways, it's video related. Like clothing, you wouldn't believe the clothing that I got over the years from them. Movie clothing, I still got some of it. Some of it's getting pretty worn out. But they cut everything off, like promotional, like standees. Those standees in the store, the cardboard cutouts of movies. They stopped doing that. They basically said to small independent stores, "We don't care anymore. We're not sending you nothing. We're not going to help you grow your business because we're in bed with Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, and Walmart." And then it turned out everybody went, Blockbuster and Hollywood Video went bankrupt and burnt Hollywood for like unbelievable amount of money. And then Walmart screwed them to the wall so hard on pricing that they're making no money. And then Walmart refuses to buy videos. Like, all the videos in Walmart, Walmart doesn't own those videos. Everything's on consignment. The studios are just screwed. And now the internet's screwing Hollywood even more. So I'm sitting back watching it all going, yeah, I just love this, watching Hollywood get it. So I refuse to give Hollywood any money. Any money. They're scum. And then now look at the movies, Now everything's just retreads. It's just retreads. There's nothing new. There's nothing breaking, new storylines. Like, it's so hard to find a unique movie. Everything's remakes. You know what I mean? Like, it's bad. Like, there's no creativity. They're so afraid of trying to make a new, a new storyline. That we'll do a rehash, we'll do a sequel, we'll do a remake of a movie from the 60s, like it's like there's no creativity. It's bad. Some remakes are bad, not bad, but it's like I like some originals, but like I remember when I got in the video industry, to give you an idea like how much it changed. 91 to about 93, before they made the big change, because they made the big announcement in 94, 95 that they were changing the way they were making movies at the shows. They were telling us, and I was standing there going, this is a bad idea. Like, I'm telling you, this is when there were all the big studio execs were telling us, and we're sitting there, and they're like, as a retailer, I was sitting there listening to them, and they're saying, this is the way we're going to be making movies now. And I'm like, this is bad, because they were aiming for the young audience. And I'm like, the young audience, you're turning your back on a very lucrative audience, the older audience. And they didn't care. They were focused on the young, and they changed the way they made the movies. But they used to make a lot more R-rated movies. Okay, a lot more, a ton more. Like it was like there was more R-rated videos coming out that appealed to adults than the PG safe. And then they started going with the PG safe on everything, and it was like that's when it was the downfall. And it just got worse and got worse and got worse. But if they wanted Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, and Walmart to embrace them, they had to go PG to appeal to that mainstream audience. So the reason I like R-rated movies, Mother of Many Horses, is because usually R-rated movies are pretty close to real life, because basically life is R-rated, Because as soon as you drop an F-bomb, it's R-rated. So think about it, during your day, walking around, it happens. It's like, the PGs, everything's sanitized. And life, it's like watching edited videos on YouTube and everybody's life is perfect, Or, somehow this guy can manage never to swear when he's surrounded by a whole bunch of guys swearing, or he gets electrocuted by a fence. I'm a bit sanitized that way, but it's not done by editing. Oh, I'm stiff. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, is Digger Pete here? I didn't see that. I had my head turned getting coffee. I don't see Digger in the comments. Oh, there you are, Digger. How you doing, Digger? So did Digger enjoy the barn rental? Because we had an excavator here digging. It's unfortunate I didn't get to see any of the chat that was going on while I was working because I had to work. They were good. The boys were good on the swearing. I was actually surprised because I was listening. Now, maybe there was a lot of swearing going on inside the barn when I was outside working. I don't know. I don't know what the streams were like. Were they swearing in the barn when they were talking? Because I know when you're having a conversation with them, it's like anywhere between every third and sixth word, the F-bomb gets dropped just to make the thought a little more intense. You know what I mean? So I don't know when they were working away, putting the brackets on and jacking and up that, how much swearing was going on. No, they were good, Maggie. So I could have went not R-rated on these streams. I went R-rated just in case. I told the guys I didn't want to, put the pressure on them to not swear. Chopstick here because I'm a wind outside. My lips are dried right out. Do you think they were conscientious of being online? I don't think so. I think they were just pretty numb to it. No, I go for the full caffeine-induced coffee coma. But it was real. Yeah, I dropped the S-bomb. I know I did, Christopher. I caught myself on that. I said the S word. I know. Believe me. When I said it, I said, oh no, I just said it. But the situation called for it because I was like, that's exactly how I felt. So I just couldn't even control myself. I worked hard, Digger. I tried. I just wanted to get stuff done. Well, see, technically the boys didn't want to work yesterday. They were here under duress. I put the screws to them. And if it wasn't for the crazy rainstorm that was coming, it would have been harder to get them to stay. But I basically had to pull a little bit of a heavy to get them to come here. And I didn't leave it up for discussion. I told them that they weren't leaving until it was done. And that I wanted to get as much of the heavy stuff done. Because like I said, I want to focus, once the amount of little things I got to do around, which I'm going to do this week, trying to get a break in the rain, I got to get my neighbor to come over with his tractor. We got maybe about a third of pile of the gravel left, and I got to get that moved out of the way, because what we have to do is we have to back the cement truck up to the pen, and I'm a slave driver. I know I am. I am actually. They were staring into the cameras. Anyways, I got to focus on what I'm telling you here. The cement truck, we have to cut a hole in the fence. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be backing the truck up, the cement truck with the boom. They're going to be having it in position, and then we're going to cut an opening in the fence, and then we're going to go through the fence with the cement, and we're just going to pour it in. And then when the cement truck leaves, then I got to put a patch on the fence. Is what's going to happen, because I don't want to tear off a whole bunch of wire. That side is all strung tight and it's done up, and it's easier if I just cut a hole. Oh. No, I just told them they couldn't leave. All the equipment was being held hostage. Yeah, my buddy dropped the F-bomb at Doug, but he didn't know he was live. That was funny when he did that. That's when I told him, I said, oh, I better tell him he's live. And he knows that I'm live here, but he didn't know that I had installed a camera in the barn. That's my buddy who always helps me whenever I hurt myself here. Or like when I had my concussion, he was the one that came all winter and cleaned the barn for me while I had the concussion. Or lets me use his truck. Or shows up here when I need an extra set of hands. He's my backup. He's a phone call away when I need him. Frugal McDougal? Well, that's what they call me. They give me problems because I'm so tight. No, Norm, the trucks here don't have flexible rubber chutes. We just have the old style cement trucks in this area. Oh, Inga, he's a great friend. Kind of cute Keith. That's right, Maggie. Anytime that I'm screwed, he's willing to help. So I need that extra set of hands. It's a compliment being frugal. I think it's more of a repercussion, or not. Well, not a repercussion. It could be after what I was put through in my life, because I used to not be frugal. Now I'm very frugal. But this, I had to go over budget on the barn. I'm warning you guys, I had to, because I said I got to get all this stuff. I'm looking at all the dirt and the rocks and everything. I was like, how am I going to get rid of all of this stuff? Like, it's like, I can't. I gotta take advantage of this equipment while it's here, to get it out of here. Because I just need to get. I need this all done so I can focus on getting the pimple done. I'm excited about this. The rocks are gone. They're gone as the bush. They're not near the dam. The weather taking clothes on and off, it was ridiculous. 1 minute it would be so warm here, and the next minute it would be just cold, the wind. It was like it was just your clothes on and off, on and off, on and off. It was like you take it off, and then you start working, and then if you slow down working and you weren't getting heated up, then the wind would pick up and you have to put the clothes back on. It was a pain in the butt. Oh, Tom, I had to take advantage of it here because I was just looking at, like, I know when you start moving dirt and rocks, it's like I don't want to be screwing around with that. Like doing the patio stones, what I got to do right now, and get the drainage to happen. I still got to dig a trench by hand, because once I get the patio stones in, then I can see the lay of the land where the trench has to be. I still got to do some digging there, but it's like that I can handle while we're waiting for the cement situation. But I got to get so that we can just get the walls slapped up, the roof on it, and then I got to we got to insulate, which I'm gonna figure out which is the cheapest way to insulate, because I got to put something in. I can't just leave it as plywood walls. And I got to run to Ottawa, because I do need to get some coroplast, because I know I have a fair amount of coroplast I can use, like in the barn and in the goose shed, but I won't have enough. I got to measure it all up, but I still have to line the walls with the coroplast for two reasons: one, mess, and second, the ducks will eat the logs. They will. I've seen it. They will slowly but surely nibble away at the logs all winter. They'll basically eat the barn. I don't think they realize they're eating the barn, but they do. So I've got to cover that with coroplast on the walls, the bottom 4 feet. Basically where we cut the plastic off. We've got to put coroplast 4-foot sheets around the walls. I don't know why they nibble at the logs. I don't know. I think it's just OCD thing, you know. Oh no, Susan, I'm gonna wait till next year, because I might come up with another idea for the fence. I'm not gonna. That's a long way away. No, I don't want to be storing all that coroplast all winter. We're gonna focus on just one season at a time here. So I'm pumped. What is the? As you can tell, I can't believe how the time I'm waking up exhausted. Let's see if the big dark cloud of green is still coming. How close are we to rain? No, it's still pretty south of us. Yeah, it's just skirting the south of us. Oh, it'd be nice if it missed us, because 50 inches of water would really make it bad here. But right now, it's looking like it's missing us. So I don't know how long it's going to miss us for. I should turn my breakfast on. My buddy should be here soon. He's coming to get his truck. I got to phone my neighbor for his tractor, because he said that he would move it with the excavator, but the excavator is really expensive when it's running. And I don't want to be paying for an excavator one bucket at a time. I can get my neighbor here with his tractor, with the bucket, to get rid of that excess gravel. Way cheaper and faster. What's wrong with Ford? Oh, you woke up with cramps. Oh, you might have medicines. Oh, you might have a conflict in your medicine. Yes, ducks will eat absolutely anything and everything. They'll strip the bark right off. Once they start on something, look out. Well, there's a tree in the pen that they're ripping all the what you call it off, all the bark. They're totally stripping it. If Bentley gets a purple top knot, you'll give 50 Canadian. Will you? Well, if you do it the other way around, do the 50 Canadian and with the condition of that, I'll make it happen. But I've had a lot of people tell me do stuff and I'll do something, and then I do it and then it never happens. So, but I never not deliver. So you want to see Bentley with, if Bentley with a purple top is worth $50 to you, go for it. I'll make it happen. I'll do it today for you. I'll do it this morning. I'll go out there with a net, catch Bentley, we'll tow his head, and then when he's swimming around the lagoon this afternoon, you can see, oh, there's the duck with the purple head. But it might not be a perfect purple head, okay? Because it'll be hard, because I'll have to cover his eyes and spray. So it might be a little bit, his whole head might turn purple. It might not just be the top part. Bentley is actually quite smart. He's already figured out he's hanging with the adult ducks hunting the lawn. I've noticed that the last 3 days. The ducks are all at the pond swimming. Bentley's with the adults over there hunting in the grass. He's such a tiny little male. He's so tiny, it's unbelievable. He's a little tiny thing. Well, Bentley might be getting a purple hairdo here, Grey Goose, because somebody wants to see it happen. As soon as they pay the bill for it to happen, I'll go do her. We're a fan-funded show. I'm working for tips on Bentley's hairdo. Oh, Bentley had a hard start with his twisted neck, eh? Doug's right beside me. He's on the floor. He's got his back towards me. He's not happy. I made him get off the couch. There he is. He's turned his back towards me now. He's awesome dog. He's the lagoon. It was actually not only good for the ducks, it was good for Doug, because since the lagoon has been in operation here, Doug hasn't had a destroyed shoulder, because he's not running the mud down there. Like, he goes down in the mud sometimes and goes around there, but he's not running the mud like he used to do. Because what I've seen now is wherever the ducks are, that's where Doug is. So like now the ducks are always in the lagoon. Have you not noticed, people watching the streams, that you see Doug running around the lagoon all the time? He's constantly circling the ducks. So think about this: when they were down at the creek, like down in the swamp, he was constantly running the mud, being around the ducks, because that's what he does. That's his job, is to protect the ducks. So wherever the ducks are, that's where he is. It was sort of funny. One of the guys who were here, they said that Doug, he was laying there relaxing, doing nothing, eh? And he said, he's not much of a guard dog. I just laughed. I was like, man, that dog, nothing can come on in this property. Just right now, there's nothing to do. So he's just laying here doing nothing, because you know how sometimes I get mad at him because he's not doing anything? Well, it's because there's nothing to do, When there's something to do, Doug, he jumps to the call of the bell. Oh yes, Doug loves attention, Nancy. He loves people. You have no idea. Yep, Minnie's still here, Norm. The little female mallard that technically I'm not allowed to have. No, okay, done with UK 50 Canadian. So if I open my email, there's the 50 Canadian, make Bentley's head purple. Is that what you're saying there? Let's take a look. And I just received, doesn't play, can I say your first name doesn't play well with others? Or do you want to keep your first name secret? That's a yes, I can say your name? Okay, so I'm assuming yes means I can say your name. I'll wait a couple seconds in case there's a delay here. Give me one more yes to make sure, because I just don't want to cross that bridge of... okay, all right, Deborah. So you said it yourself. So Deborah just sent $50 Canadian. So that means today, before I let the ducks out, I have to get the net, I have to get the purple spray, and Bentley's getting a hairdressing job. Deborah, I'm going to do it. I always do it. So we're going to have a little bit of a delay on letting the ducks out, because Bentley's getting a $50 hairdo. Oh, I love you people. You're crazy, all of you. Oh, man. Or we're all crazy, actually. I think that's what it is. I never would have thought that, the last couple of days, I've been here working my buns off, and it has been difficult on my body. Not gonna lie, but I am freaking lucky that I came up with this life that I'm doing with you guys, and gentlemen and women, and my duck family. I'm so pumped about this. Is that I get to, I kill myself here physically, but I get to be at home and do something so awesome like this. I never would have thought my career would be in life helping people, and then sharing it all, and having so many people wanting to see what I do. I know if I would have known in 2013 that this is where the duck adventure was going to go, I would have said no. It's like I was doing ducks just for trying to get a viral video to make some money. Never thought I would turn it into what we're doing here for charity, and sharing it all, and I get to to be here, and I just I'm a loss for words. Except big time thank you for your support and your help, and your enabling. Oh, she doesn't need to donate more today. You did your, Deborah, you did your 50. I will do the purple hair. I greatly appreciate it, trust me. And Bentley will get caught here this morning, and he will get a purple spray job on his head. And I'll do a good job, okay? What I'm gonna do to try to, I'm gonna put some gloves on, and I'm gonna try to get it so that it's a perfect poof on his head, okay? So that it's just his poof. I'm gonna try really hard to make sure that it doesn't go down the side of his head, so that it's actually just like, it's like a professional hairdresser is what I'm going to try to do for you, okay? I'm going to try to do a good job, because nothing would make you more upset than going to the hairdresser and paying somebody $50 to cover your hair, color your hair, and then they did a bad job. You know what I mean? Oh. So I'm going to try to do a good job. And I got gloves here so that I can do a good job. It was that easy to get it done? I don't know what you're talking about, Jennifer. We on another topic here in the chat? No, you don't want all the ducks with purple heads. Then they'd all mix together. We just want Bentley to stick out. The purple on his head, it could last a couple weeks. It could last a couple weeks. I know on their wings, I've seen it last a good week. Oh. You'll see him today. He's going to stick out like a sore thumb because he's going to be purple. Did Vista want Bentley to have purple head? Oh, Margaret, no. The thanks is to your support and your watching and being here. That's what because if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be we wouldn't be going down this path, because just doing duck videos to try to get viral videos is a bad business model. It doesn't work. You'd starve to death. It's getting so many like-minded people that that want to get behind helping. And I honestly, like, next year, my goal, we gave what was about 6,000 eggs to the food bank. I'm hoping with 104 females or 102 females, I'm hoping that we can donate 6,000 eggs plus still hatch our own. Okay, I'm hoping that's what I'm hoping for, and with Metzer Farms still joining in, I'm hoping 1,600 ducks going to to the what you call it, to the homeless shelter, because, you know, if I'm hatching my own, you know, I can get some of those temporary garages and stake them down in the shed in the pen, so the ducks have a place to go into when they're smaller. And then Metzer Farms, you know, we could have like 1,800 ducks here next year, you know. But Metzer Farms wants to still be involved. You know, they're still they want to they like the idea of showing people what it's like to raise ducks, and they want to help the cause. It's a double for them. You know, they want to get the word out about ducks, and they like what I'm doing. Like, they like the project, because, you know, Metzer Farms wouldn't donate to a YouTube show all these ducks to have me turn around, raise the ducks, and then sell them as a duck farmer. Okay, they're not that. They wouldn't. That'd be like giving, you know, a retailer a product for free. It doesn't make any sense. But giving them, you know, one, to show people what it's like to raise ducks, and two, you know, helping the homeless. That's the worthwhile cause part. Actually, Inga, you know what the most expensive part is? It's not the feed. It's the government processing. That's the part that burns me. Because really, if you look at the total feed bill, what is the total feed bill that we went through this year? Like, let me just, because it's the feed bill is really, in the big picture, like, what did we spend total on feed? Okay, so duck starter was $2,000 for duck starter, and $4,900. Okay, so it was $6,900 for feed. Okay, $6,900 for feed, but it was $7,300 for processing. You know what I mean? No, the processing part is just it's so labor intense. We're already getting a deal, and everybody else that I contacted, like, put it this way: at $7.50, it's almost $5 cheaper than everybody else. Everybody else wants like $12 for a duck. You gotta remember, they're not like chickens. Chickens, you know, you can pluck a chicken in 40 seconds flat in a plucker, but a duck is a different story because of all the layers of the feathers. That's the problem. It's not the feed is the problem. Everybody always thinks about the feed. You know, I don't look at the feed. The feed to me is nothing. It's the processing, the government part, where, you know, we have to go to the government processor to get the inspection and everything so that we can donate them. That's the part that's over 50% of the cost. So maybe Perino will give us a better deal this year. So change to chickens? Why? I don't even like chicken. Like, could you imagine if we changed the show to chickens? Would you be as interested if it was a chicken show? Like, honestly, people, I would totally lose my interest in the whole deal. Cheaper to raise for the food for the homeless. But this is not a business. This is about enjoyment. We're supposed to have fun and watch and like a lot of people don't understand this. It's like, we're not, first of all, okay, you go to the grocery store and you buy duck and you buy chicken, okay? First of all, you go to the grocery store, you buy chicken, and you buy chicken for, you know, $2.50 a pound. But you want to buy duck, it's anywhere from $5 to $9 a pound, depending on the duck, okay? It's premium food. Like, how many people would leave watching if it was chickens? Think about it. Well, I would leave, because I'm not interested in the smelly chickens and their the chicken poop. I hate chicken poop. Oh, I hate it. It's gross. I don't like the risk of salmonella, because chickens, it's salmonella. Like, Norm, try 47,000 YouTubers doing chickens, but how many people are doing ducks? You know what I mean? Well, you know, actually, France, chicken is beyond boring. They're just a reptile with feathers walking around. And they're nasty. They're nasty. You want to see nastiness? Imagine a live stream. Okay, here's a live stream for you. I'm going to paint a picture for you, okay? A live stream of chickens. And then one chicken gets hurt and got a little bit of blood. Okay, so now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're watching a live stream. This little chicken gets hurt, got a little bit of blood. And all of a sudden, 80 other chickens are pecking on it. And you get to watch for 6 hours while this poor little defenseless chicken that had a little bit of a nick on its wing and is bleeding, and there's 60 or 70 or 80 other chickens pounding on it until it's dead. And that's the live stream for tonight. Would that be fun to watch? Chickens are nasty. Nasty. You can't mix different ages together. Like, that's another thing, too. You can't mix different ages together because they just kill each other. They're nuts, So, like the duck, think about this. We can put a 2-week-old duck, we can put a 1-week-old duck, 2-week-old duck, 3-week-old duck, and an 8-week-old duck, and a 3-year-old duck all together, and nobody picks on each other. Think about that. Ducks are so much more social. It's, I'd love to have pigs. I would, Christopher, but I need another barn. Exactly, Susie. They're reptiles. Chickens are reptiles. They're not even they're not even really birds. Well, just watch my old videos of chickens with the rooster killing, and I had to hunt roosters in my yard because they were attacking the ducks. Anyways, we ain't switching to chickens. This isn't about being cost effective. This is about, one, having fun, watching the ducks. And two, try to give the ducks a real good life, which we got a big giant magoon now. Like, that's no use to the chickens. And, everything's based on the ducks. Plus, I did chickens, and I got rid of them. I hated it. Like, you want to see chickens? Go to 2012 and see chickens on my channel. Ducks are, when I discovered ducks, I was like, my God, these are way more fun. And that's when people look at me like this, the crew when they were here, it was, they were like, these ducks sure get a lot of special treatment. And like, they don't get it. They don't understand, because these guys all have chickens. All the guys that are working here have chickens at their place, okay? They have homesteads, they're all homesteaders, and they have their own chickens. They don't have ducks. And one of them, Tim, the barn guy, the guy on the operator, on the excavator, he has a pond, a full-blown pond. And I told him, you need ducks. But no, he's in his head, he's chickens. So I give up. I don't even talk to people. It's like, until you experience ducks, like once you've had ducks, it's hard to go back to chickens. No, Mo's still frozen. I gotta skin him. His pond is smaller than mine, but it's deeper. His pond is deeper because it's for fish, Maggie. His pond is about probably half the surface size, but it's like 15 feet deep. It's deep enough for fish. We're only about 5.5 feet deep. We're not. I don't have it. Mine isn't set up for fish. It's set up for ducks. We wanted surface area. No, Paul, it's not set up for fish. I just said that. The lagoon's too shallow. So that's things are coming. This was a big year. I'm thinking about what's going to happen in here. But I'm really pumped next year, especially Metzer Farms. We're hatching, plus Metzer Farms. There could be a lot of ducks here, guys. The yard will be, well, we're going to put some fencing up around the magoon to control the ducks from the bush. But I'm thinking we're going to get it down so there's next to no loss on predators. We did pretty good this year, actually. I'm really surprised what we did this year. Someone said, I'm supplying ducks to restaurants. Yes, Jeff, there is a lie going around on the internet. I've seen it on different websites. I'm not going to say any of the websites, but I've seen websites like those blog websites where people all jump on and they chat, and people spreading lies that I'm secretly selling ducks to Chinese restaurants. I've seen that. People have sent me the links to these websites of this slanderous lies. And I used to get upset about it, but I don't anymore because I've got enough proof that I ain't doing that. You know, like absolute, hands down, absolute proof that I ain't doing that. You know, and you've got homeless shelters tweeting, "Thank you for the ducks." You got the duck truck shows up here and takes them all away. And it's like, you know, what more proof do you need? Like, what do I got to take a camera and follow the ducks through the processing plant, loading them into the homeless shelter freezer truck and drive to the homeless shelter? And yes, they're loading, they're not secretly delivering, the homeless truck is not, you know, reefer truck is not secretly picking them up and delivering half of them to the Chinese restaurant in Toronto before they take them to the homeless shelter type stuff. You know what I mean? It's not that complex. It's a very simple situation. But so I don't care. I don't even listen to it anymore. You know, because this is officially been my 3rd year that I've done this. And now we're going into our 4th year. And, you know, and I've been donating the eggs to the food bank. Well, this will be our 3rd year. You know, and I video log it all. I don't know how much more proof that you have to do to these idiots that are on the internet. They're typing and they're agreeing with these. Yeah, I know. I've heard that too. That he's selling the ducks to the Chinese restaurants, and the eggs are going to the grocery stores. And it's like, it's like you got to wonder. You know, like, duh. Here's the video proof. You know, of what you're doing. Like I'm walking up to the food bank with, you know, cartons of eggs, and they're, nope, he's selling them to the grocery store. And it's like, my God, people, you're just like. So I just shake my head because I know what I'm doing, and I have lots of people watching me live this year on the and it's hard. Like with videos, at least you can lie and edit out and make it look like, oh yeah, that everything's going to charity. But this was live, man. It's like I can't edit this out. This is what's happening here, you know. It's live, so it's like, well, like they say, what is it? Friends come and go, Maggie, but enemies you accumulate. You know. When will I find out how large the Magoon is? Well, the day I take the tape measure out and go measure it. But I haven't. I've been a little bit busy, Norm. But I sell the sick ducks to the restaurant. No, I don't. Anyways, they could be just jealous, Lynn. That could be it. Oh, I am, Matt, going to get crossbreeds when I breed the geese because they're already crossbreeding. I don't have a plan. Everybody asks me what's my plan when it comes to breeding. You know, and have you seen me with a plan? I don't plan anything. I wing it. I just let things happen here. I'm probably the most disorganized person when it comes to the animals, but it just happens. It just comes together because I just react to the situation. I just let them do what they want to do. You know, I don't segregate them so they're controlled breeding. It's like I tried that the first year, and that was a waste of time. As soon as I let everything just, you know, do what they want to do on their own accord, things just worked out better. Like I remember the first year I separated all the breeds, you know, Muscovy, Rouen, and Pekings. I had them all separated. Oh, that was a horror show. And I bred them all separately, and it was like I never will do that. I hated that. That was bad. And then letting them do their own thing the following year and just letting them go at it, that was way better. Look at what I got. Look at all the beautiful little breeders I have. You know, as soon as I stopped trying to control things, things got better. So we're just the duck happening, you know, improv duck. That's what we do here. Actually, all the guys commented, Lester, about my ducks. They couldn't believe how big they were and how pretty they were. They said for pretty ducks, they're pretty big. And Dan is a farmer. He's a true farmer guy, and he couldn't believe how pretty they were and the size of them. What am I building the extension of the barn with? My hands, Jeff. Well, we will be using power tools and a nail gun. So I know what I should do. It's 8:10. I need to get my breakfast into me. My buddy's going to be showing up here. Oh, the rain has already started. Oh, boys. Okay, so I got to get a camera set up in the rain at the Magoon. Yep, she's raining. Definitely not be doing any patio stone work. Yeah. So I'm going to try to do a good job on Lester's hair, okay? But because it's raining, we might get some runs, okay? So there could be some running down is because of the spray. So I told you I was going to try to do a best job possible on his hair dye this morning. But I'm looking with the rain, when I spray today, we could get a little bit of running down him, okay? Now. Yeah, the Lester, you're right. The ducks are serious meat. They're a good meat duck. They're really big, actually. I'm looking forward. They're a good meat duck. I'm looking, and this year we're going to be breeding them with Metzer's Jumbo Peking Drakes. So we're going to have the Jumbo Drake, which is a big duck, breeding with our females, which are big crossbreeds. So I'm really looking forward to my my outcome next year. Seriously, you have no idea. I'm really excited about this. This whole renovation, you know, upgrading so we can do more, because honestly, I wanted to do bigger, you know, because the more I can give away, the more there's a chance that we can get more support for the show, and that I can hire help. And you know, and if the target is for 1,500 ducks to the homeless shelter, and 4,000 to 6,000 eggs to the food bank, then there's a potential we can get more support for the show, that I can actually hire help here, and that's what I gotta get. I gotta get the show big enough that we get enough fan support that I can hire help. That's my goal. I wanna get big enough so we can hire help. The guy who repaired the barn took it as part payment. I don't know what you're talking about there. You guys have a completely different conversation going on. No, 5,000 ducks is too many here. 1,800, 2,000 is enough. And if I got a barrier that they can't see outside, at night freaking out, then 2,000 ducks is no problem. Because if there's a 4-foot barrier all the way around the pen that they can't see outside to be tormented by coyotes and foxes at night, then they will mingle all over the pen, and then that is not a problem. Because right now, basically this year, 1,000 ducks hung around all at the metal shed and underneath the tree, because they were freaked out about the fox. So that means basically probably about 60% of the pen had no ducks in it. So if they could roam around all over all over the pen, no problem. 1,800, 2,000 ducks at night. I just answered your question, Norm. I think there's a bit of a delay in me, and I'm psychically giving you answers before you guys are typing your questions here. No, the hot tub, no. The hot tub has nothing to do with the barn. The hot tub, I traded the guy the hot tub to do my windows. He's finishing all my windows for me in my house. He's a carpenter. He's a master carpenter. I told you guys in the spring that I had the hot tub was going, and that was the deal because he's doing my windows in my house. Because he has a sawmill and he makes his own lumber also. So he's making all the lumber because all my walls are different thicknesses. So he's making all the lumber. He already measured everything and he's been cutting lumber. And all the lumber is being cut for the windows. Because every wall in my house is a different thickness. Because it's an old house. So, the hot tub has nothing to do with the barn. Nothing. What are you asking, Mary? I didn't see what your question was. I missed that. No, it's not part payment for the work. It's full payment for my windows. I'm not paying him anything. He's doing the windows. I gave him my hot tub. Plus all my extra parts, because I had a ton of extra parts for the hot tub. A ton of extra parts, because it was under extended warranty. So I just kept ordering parts all the time because it was under warranty. So he was really happy with the deal. I'm really happy the hot tub's gone. The hot tub was. I'm not a hot tub person anymore. I did my 10-year deal on that one. The last time I used the hot tub, the winter of 2012, 2013, and then I turned it off. Unplugged it, disconnected it, had enough of it. You know, hot tubs are connected to beer fridges, okay? He'd like to see me on Dr. Phil. Why? Well, because I'm a serial streamer? I'm not that kind of serial streamer. I'm sharing an adventure. Blackout mesh, no, it's not enough. Not enough. Ducks will eat it. You guys, the geese will destroy it. Everybody keeps sending me links on that mesh stuff, and it doesn't. I look at it and I was like, you know how fast they would destroy that? And if they can grab it with their bill, they'll yank and rip at it, and it ain't going to stand up. It's got to be something they can't grab. Like coroplast is the cheapest because a coroplast sheet. You know, I don't know what the current price is, but the last time I priced it was like $11 for 8 feet. And they can't destroy it. They can't bite at it. They can't grab it. Because if they can grab anything, even the ducks, they just grab stuff to pull. They're like little kids. You got to remember that. They got a mind like a little kid. And they just get in and they'll just sit there and they'll see like this and they'll just keep pulling. So how long will they might not even be trying to eat it. They're just pulling at it because that's what they do. And, you know, it's like how long before it breaks, the fabric breaks down or whatever, you know. So it's like it's got to be something they can't grab and they can't chew on. Nancy's beer fridge would be connected to a wine cellar. Well, I forgot to mention that too. I used to have a wine cellar. So I had a wine cellar and a beer fridge, and it was all connected to the hot tub. Homemade wine and a beer fridge, homemade beer fridge, connected to the hot tub. It was a bad 10 years. I should have never got that hot tub in my life. It was bad. Just stupid. Because that's the only thing you can do when you're sitting in a hot tub. I get more enjoyment out of a hot shower and just get it over with. You know, sitting there and drinking. Seriously, folks. When I turned the power off of that thing and it was over, it was a big. Well, the beer fridge was gone like right away. It was gone. Didn't need it. Never replenished the homemade wine situation. It was over. It was a turning point. And then I fired the hot tub up in 2013 to put 50 ducks in it. That's the last time there was water in it. Actually, they don't, Kim. This hot tub that I had was a ridiculously expensive one, and it used less than $1 a day in power to run it. Less than $1 a day. It was actually designed in Yellowknife. Northwest Territories. It's made for extreme cold. No. I'm good, Vista. How are you? Now, a cheap hot tub burn a ton of power, but this one not. Kim, you don't even want to know what this hot tub cost. It was ridiculous. It has four 3-horsepower motors in it? Or 4 2-horsepower? 2-horsepower. 4 2-horsepower motors. It's crazy. It was a huge hot tub. Oh no, more than that. Put it this way. It was at a time in my life that I was making lots of money with my business. Business was going well back then. But you got to remember, this was like 14 years ago, before all the crashes and everything. Video store and adult business was doing well for me. No, you're still low, Amanda. It was the most expensive hot tub you could buy. Actually, when I traded with my buddies, because he traded another trade for a hot tub, and he opened the lid of this one, and he was like, oh my God, this is like blowing me away, because it's nuts when you open the lid and you look inside of it. It's like, this is a crazy hot tub. Yeah, it is. No, if it's that's no, not that much. Everybody's guessing crazy numbers now. It was $18,000 Canadian for the hot tub. 15 years ago. 15? Yeah, 14 years ago. It was the most expensive hot tub you could buy for outside. Yes, that was a lot of dildos, trust me. It was a lot of everything. Sold a lot of stuff. No, Gene, it was a liability. It was a liability, Gene. It wasn't an investment, because it caused me to buy an awful lot of alcohol. And then I had to buy a beer fridge. Oh, it was just bad. Sucked up a lot of valuable time that I didn't do stuff because I was sitting there drinking. It was just, I have no interest in them. I did it, been there, done it. The thing is, this one had an ozonator in it, so you didn't have to use chlorine. It was high tech. No chlorine. So you could lay in it forever and you never got chlorine skin. And the only time you put chlorine in it was when you got out and you had to use special chlorine, lithium chlorine, because it would react with the ozonator. It was high tech. It's gone. It's history. My buddy's really happy though. He opened it up and he's like, "Oh, it's like good." But he has no problem with a beer fridge. I do. Put it this way: he has a beer fridge and he needed a hot tub to attach to it. What's my occupation, Daniel? I'm a YouTuber. I'm a serial streamer. This is what I do. You are watching what I do. This is it. I'm sharing my adventure on raising ducks to feed the homeless on YouTube. That's what I do for a living. Well, Tom, I do a little bit more than just this, sitting here chatting with you on a Sunday morning. You're not giving me much credit here, Tom. I do a little more than just this. I'm a serious PETA letter writer. I'm the new MacGyver. I don't know. I'm just a little bit of everything. Daniel doesn't understand YouTube. How can this pay the bills? Daniel, maybe if you stick around and watch, you'll understand. How old are you, Daniel? You got to be young if you don't understand what we're doing here. Well, exactly. I'm a hairdresser also, Inga, right? And this morning I've got a dye job to do, and I've got to go and give a duck a purple hairdo this morning. That's another thing I do. I'm a hairdresser. Daniel's not going to tell us how old he is. I think Daniel's left. Have you left us, Daniel? Or you're 48. Okay. Well, 48 or you're Daniel. You can make a living on YouTube if you want to kill yourself. I'm not making a lot, trust me. If I was actually, I'd make more. If I could get paid what the Walmart greeter gets paid for the amount of hours I put in, I would be driving a Bentley. Unfortunately, I don't get paid the same hourly rate as a Walmart greeter gets paid, but I'm probably having a lot more fun. But if I could get the same pay scale as a Walmart greeter, I could have a Bentley here. And we could have Bentley with the purple hairdo sitting beside me, driving in a Bentley. No, I'm not doing nails. No, all my live feeds, Daniel, are ad-free. If you did not notice that when you came on the stream, that there was no commercials, I'm a fan-funded show about feeding the homeless. I raise ducks, Daniel, to feed the homeless, and our eggs get donated to the local food bank. That's what we do here. It's a charity show where people actually can see me doing something good, and this year live, and actually from this point on, live. That's what we do here. It's a real-time charity show where you get to watch what's really involved in raising a crap load of ducks with one man, sick, injured, hurt, no matter what, making things out of nothing to make things happen here. It's like when you watch and you say, my God, it's like basically I'm pulling it out of my rear end, winging it all the time here. That's what I do. And I share it all on YouTube. And this year we made the jump to going live, which has really cranked it up as far as the demand level on Matt's physical drain. Because see, with editing, I could lie and cut things up and make it look like I worked really hard, and just basically, the magic of editing, which I have told everybody about, how, edited videos are so fake. But when you're doing it live, it's really, really taxing because it's like a real job with 200 bosses watching you all the time. And you got to really work hard because everybody's watching you. If you took lots of breaks, they'd be like, man, this guy doesn't work very hard. We're sitting here live streaming, watching him take a lot of breaks. The old videos that have ads, I still get money from that. Not a lot, guys. Actually, what is my ad revenue? It's really bad. I was going to do a video on it, and I will see what the deal is here. Hang on here. Let me just. Where is that tab? I got too many tabs open here. Where are we? It's bad. YouTube is screwing everything I do. Not just me. It's happening to absolutely everybody right now. But oh yeah, like the ad revenue is it's just like this YouTube thing that's going on right now, folks. You have no idea how bad it is. If it wasn't for the fan funding on this, like people supporting the show, it would be over. It would. I'm going to show you right now. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to show you how much money the Duck Adventure generates. So are you ready to be shocked? I'm going to show you, and then I'm leaving. Okay, because I got to go give Bentley a hairdo. But just to give you an idea, like this demonetization thing that's going on with the videos, you're not going to believe what I'm going to show you. All right, and a lot of YouTubers would not show you this, okay, because everybody's profit. But I'm not. I don't care. You can see, I'm a struggling artist on YouTube. All right, you're gonna crap when you see this, folks. Okay, because you got to remember this. Okay, I got all the bills to pay here. I got to feed the ducks, and it costs a lot of money to be here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's like it's like it's over $3,000 a month to be here. Okay. With everything, with all the expenses, hydro, taxes, and then on that $3,000 I got to pay income tax. So it's like literally it's about $4,200 minus income tax to pay all the bills here. All right, And I wasn't going to, I was going to do a special video on this, which I probably still will do a special video so everybody can see with the Patreon thing, why we're going with the Patreon. I've had enough, because this is what the YouTube ad revenue has done to creators. And when you see this number, you're going to crap, all right? Because it's bad. And if it wasn't for the fan support, like everybody, helping me out here to keep the show going, I would quit. Not going to lie, I would. When you see this, you're going to say, Matt, you obviously are getting help, because there's no way you can pull off what you're doing on what I'm about to show you. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? All right, hang on. There you go. Is that focused? All right, there we're focused, okay? Okay, so there's the ad revenue. That's what YouTube's, that's Canadian dollars, boys and girls, okay? So that's like, that's like $6.50 US, all right? That's a YouTube Red ad revenue for anybody who's got that $9.99 subscription plan. And then that's tips. People giving me tips that YouTube slashes 32% off. That's my share of the tips. So my grand total of the last 28 days, where is it? Right there. The last 28 days, okay? There it is. $1,297.20, and that's asterisk means not verified yet. So it always goes down. They have a rounding down thing. That's how bad it is. Now, last year, add about $3,000 to the front of that. Last year was about $4,200. So last year I didn't talk about how it was like to keep the show going, because I was generating enough income to keep the show going and keep it growing. But this YouTube demonetization thing that's going on, and how they're screwing creators. Because the thing is that the way the demonetization happens is your videos, when you do your videos, it's the first 48 hours that you get all your views that make you your money. Well, what YouTube's doing is they're demonetizing you in the first 48 hours. So everybody's watching the videos, and and it's like, but I have to submit a click to manually get a review, which takes anywhere from 48 hours to 2 weeks to get a review. So all the views at the beginning, you get nothing for. You're working for free. Now, I don't know how many YouTubers would show you this, but that's the deal here, guys. And last year, it was like 4,200. And this year, it's 1,200. Oh. The worst part is the business. I'm not an employee. Yeah, I'm not an employee. I'm just me doing my thing here. Sharing this. But like I said, I decided that I was just going to focus, because I made this mistake before in life, guys. I made this mistake before, going to bed with corporations, okay? I did it with, eBay, built a really good business, over $80,000 a month. I was making lots of money on the place. I was working out 4,000 orders a month, every month. It was doing good. eBay changed the rules, and it hurt me. And I wasn't doing anything wrong. They just changed the rules because what happened was eBay decided to buy the people who were doing all the fulfillment for the NFL, and I forget the name of the company was, and they bought it, the MLB, NFL, NHL fulfillment house, and they decided to start selling their own stuff and doing the fulfillment on eBay, and basically destroyed my trinkets and trash business for the sports people. So that was a mistake, going to bed with eBay. And I spent 2 years building a nice business. It was a good business. It was great. I was enjoying it. And I went to bed with YouTube. And look, YouTube got me built up. I have a plan where I want to take the show. I've always had a plan, because I have the dream, which I've told you guys I've had this dream for 20 years, 25 years, that one day I will share with everybody. And YouTube is my vehicle, or if not YouTube, the platform of sharing it on the internet is my vehicle to do my dream. And I went to bed with YouTube, and boom, look what they did to us this year. It started in April, or March, with the YouTube ad apocalypse. That's when it started. That's when it just went boom down the drain. And then this year they rolled out that thing last month there where everything gets demonetized until it gets reviewed. and it's like, you know. Anyways, that's the deal. It just keeps going downhill. YouTube is seriously doing everything it can to shoot itself in the foot here. And these people, you volunteers, you're volunteers. One, I got to be really careful having people here because of insurance. Right now, because it's just me here, like only me, I don't have to get business insurance. I started having volunteers here, and I would have to get business insurance. So, by staying as a one-man show, I have to get rid of somebody here. Hang on. Oh, somebody already did it. Thank you, Vista. You're faster than me on that guy. I would have to get insurance. But right now, because it's just me and nobody here, I am getting away with strictly having house insurance as a private property owner, which is still ridiculously expensive. Like, it's like $2,600 a year to have house insurance, okay, here. Property insurance, liability, and that's just me. Like, as soon as people start coming here, then let's say if somebody came here and got hurt, okay, visiting the show, and then decided to sue me, okay, my house insurance wouldn't cover it because technically what I'm doing is a job. It's a business as far as the insurance would be concerned. So they wouldn't cover. So if somebody sued me, let's say they came here, they slipped and they hurt themselves and they decided to sue me for $200,000. My insurance company would say, well, why were they there? Oh, they were here for my YouTube show. Your YouTube show. Oh, so you're running a business at home. Oh, well, this doesn't cover. This is for homeowner insurance. You're running a business. So I can't have people here. That's why I tell people, don't come here. Because if you get hurt on my property, you can sue me, and I have no insurance. No, waivers don't count, Inga. That's a fallacy. The only way a waiver works is if they have legal representation. They would actually have to take the waiver, go to a lawyer, get it notarized that they've been explained to legally. They have no recourse. Okay. And even then, they could still try to sue, and you would have to go to court. Your insurance company would have to pay a lawyer, they won't cover this because it's house insurance, not a business. You would have to fight in court to prove that they knew what the waiver was, that they were coming here at their own risk. The waiver thing is crap. It's just to make you feel good. I've been down this road with waivers in business. In Wendy, you're right, not the paper it's written on. There's always an angle you can go around. So, we live in a very litigious society. Everybody sues everybody to make money. You know what I mean? It's bad. So having people here, that's why I have to be careful. Like if I have somebody working here, like if I hire somebody to work here, and I pay them as a contractor, it's their own. They get hurt, it's their own problem, man. I'm paying them as a contractor to be here. So that's the deal. So the bottom line is, YouTube is making life miserable for the duck adventure. So that's what the duck adventure is. That's why we're going fan funded, because I'm not going to rely on YouTube, because the only thing that's been consistent here is the fans. So if you want to keep the show going, it's going to be totally up to the fans. And if it doesn't, then it's, I guess we could call it a failed business model, eh? So, you know what I mean? That would be basically it. Purple Bentley. I gotta go do that. Lester, the YouTube's plan is not videos. They want to be TV distribution. That's their master plan. They want to be TV distribution, and they're not interested in dealing with creators. Their plan doesn't work. They want to take money from the big corp mainstream media. That's why they're doing this to us. Like, I can't believe how bad it's dropping off. It's bad. So, but I'm going to do a video on that later on, a stream on that, and show everybody so you can see. And it'll be like I said, I'm as soon as we get everything done here, as soon as the barn's done and everything's ready for winter, all the winter stuff prep is done, because I got the welfare of the ducks will come first. I will be doing a cafe press store with all, and we will be adding, some cool graphics. I'll be coming up with stuff because I like doing graphics. I'm into that. So, and I'll be coming up with products, and I'm gonna focus on merchandise, the Patreon, and anything you guys want to throw at me to keep things going. And I'll share the expenses of everything that costs money here, and keep it as transparent as possible. And we'll just see if the Duck Adventure survives on the generosity of the fans to keep it going. And if it does. If it does. If it doesn't, then I got to come up with a new plan. No, because YouTube is broken. So, as I showed you this morning. But I'm going to go and get changed, get some food into me, and I got to go give Bentley a hairdo and let the ducks out. So, that's what I'm going to be doing here. But I got to get some food into me. I'm hungry. And my buddy's really late. He said he'd be here at 8. I knew he wouldn't be here at 8 to get his truck. So we've been chatting here for 2 hours. This is what happens when you stream this early in the morning. I'm going to enjoy breakfast, Inga, because I didn't have supper last night. Well, I had vegetable pie and peanuts and 2 barley sandwiches. So, but I gotta get some real food into me, and then I gotta do Bentley, because I've already been paid for that, so I've got to go take care of Bentley before I even let the ducks out. So there's going to be a delay on letting the ducks out and getting things happening here, because I have to get the Bentley part done. Oh, and Digger Pete, thank you so much. Big time thank you for the 20 pounds. I greatly appreciate that. It's just a shame YouTube took so much of it, though. So, but hey, we got to give them something, I guess. They're letting me stream on their site to my wonderful audience. So, but we'll see you later. And I promise you, you're going to see Digger Pete. Or not Digger Pete. You're going to see Bentley running around with what you call it? A purple hairdo. Okay? All right, I got to end this. Oh, we got to end it here. All right. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you later.